More than a week ago, police ruled the death of a Grandview woman wasn't suicide, but rather murder. Court records describe 27-year-old Bethany Deaton as being in the middle of a truly strange case that included a secretive religion, sexual assault, and eventually murder. We sent KCTV5's Sandra Olivas to Texas to learn more about the people at the center of this unusual story. That's where Bethany, her husband Tyler, and murder suspect Micah Moore met before coming to Kansas City.
No one came to the door at this rural home in Robstown, Texas, where Tyler Deaton spent his teenage years. A stone on the doorstep says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." A longtime neighbor who wanted us to protect his identity told us that Tyler was raised in a loving Christian family. He attended Cal Allen High School in Corpus Christi, where he played in the marching band and was in the top 10 of his class.
He was a bright young man. He was your typical teenager. He had lots of friends. He had good grades. He was very smart. I think at one time they were looking at him being an ophthalmologist.
After graduating from high school here in Corpus Christi, Tyler traveled 4 hours north up to Georgetown, Texas. This is where he came to attend the private Methodist college, Southwestern University. And friends say this may be where his desire to become a spiritual leader was sparked.
He was just excited about it. He wanted to go and be part of something where worshiping and serving God was real, and it meant something.
Tyler met Bethany here on campus, where Tyler led a prayer group at Southwestern. She graduated with honors, earning degrees in English and Spanish. He studied political science and worked in the music program of a local church. Nothing seemed unusual about the couple, so Southwestern students were stunned. Their alumni Tyler Deaton, his friend Micah Moore, and other male roommates who traveled to Kansas City upon graduation to become members of IHOP are now caught up in a bizarre criminal investigation involving Bethany's murder.
It was definitely weird when some of the details started coming out, different articles I was reading. It was definitely really strange.
Why did you come forward?
23-year-old Moore told police that Tyler was their spiritual leader, and he ordered him to kill his wife Bethany because the men in the home they shared in Grandview were drugging and sexually assaulting her. Court documents say they were afraid she was going to tell a therapist what was happening behind closed doors.
Having other men sexually assault his wife, drugging her, all of that seems unbelievable to you.
Beyond my comprehension. Yes.
Not in his character at all.
No, nothing I've ever seen to indicate that.
We learned the reason Tyler's parents haven't been home in Corpus Christi for several days is because they are trying to deal with the disturbing allegations aimed at their son.
I was looking for William.
He's not it.
He's actually in Kansas City. Is he really? And he's there with his son? Yes.
Workers at the State Farm Insurance office run by Tyler's dad told us that Tyler's parents are in Kansas City as police investigate what role their son played in the death of his new bride. Just 4 months ago, Tyler and Bethany looked happy sharing their special day with family and friends. Now, those who knew Tyler are left with many unanswered questions that simply don't add up to the young man who was so devoted to serving the Lord.
Just from what conversations I had with him, his sincerity to God, I think he has a very basic Christian doctrine that he goes by, and he has moral standards and stuff that would just be totally opposite from everything that I've heard.
Sandra Olivas reporting. Tyler's Texas neighbors told Sandra Deaton bragged about being very involved with the International House of Prayer. He told friends and family he was training IHOP members for overseas missionary work. But IHOP leaders have distanced themselves from Deaton and his group.
Words tonight about Tyler Deaton from the International House of Prayer University. His wife, Bethany, is the nurse who police first thought committed suicide last week. Man told police he did it and that Deaton's husband told him to. Tyler Deaton was involved with the International House of Prayer. We've learned that IHOP leaders knew Deaton was heading up a separate group where religious experiences included communal sex. Today, the IHOP University released this statement. It reads, quote, "Knowing what we know now, we deeply regret our failure to discern the nature of Deaton's alleged practices. We further regret his admission to IHOP U 4 years ago and all connection he had with our organization. The full statement is 2 pages long. You can read it on our website, kshb.com.